G'day, it's Austin. In the past 4 years, I've made over $25 million with online business, millions of that being profit. And in this video, I'm gonna break down the exact things I would do if I lost everything tomorrow. I lost my businesses, I lost my money, and I had to start from scratch and get to $10,000 a month in profit as fast as possible. This would be the exact process that I take, so let's get into it. Starting at the top, we need to do the math. Now, this is something that I didn't do when I was first starting out and what I see a lot of beginners not do. I've taught over 25,000 people how to start their own online business, and this thing is something that almost all of them have forgotten to do. You need to do the math first. If we want to hit $10,000 a month in profit, we need to figure out what that would be in orders or sales or a number of clients you should sign or in all of these metrics. So then you can figure out what you need to do to get to those as quickly as possible. Now, out of all the business models that I've tried in my past 4 years of building online businesses and making all this money, the one that I've made the most money with is called building customer first e-commerce brands. Put simply, it's like branded dropshipping, except you sell from local suppliers instead. And so that's the model I'm gonna be following here for these 4 particular steps to get to 10K a month in profit as fast as humanly possible if I had nothing when I was starting out. I'm not gonna say absolute zero. Let's say I had a little bit of money. And if I had nothing, I'd go and work a job for like a week so I have some cash to start doing. Some of this stuff we'll talk about a bit later. But let's go back here to the math. And throughout this section, I might round certain numbers up or down just to make it easier, having zeros at the end of most of these numbers, so it's nice and clean, but the same math still applies. If we want to hit 10,000 in profit and the average net profit margin of a customer first brand is 30%, then we're going to need about $30,000 in revenue, $30,000 in sales in order to hit that 10K profit mark. The actual number is a tad more, but bear with me, the rest of the math checks out. Now, if we want to hit $30,000 in revenue, I've seen the average order value, the average order value of anyone I've taught this to, and for myself, is about $70. So if customers are spending $70 per order, and we need to hit $30,000 in revenue, that means we need 428 orders per month, and we need about 15 orders per day. If we can get 15 orders per day of something that is $70 that we sell it for and meets the other metrics we'll talk about in a sec, we'll get to 10K a month in profit. So breaking down the rest of the numbers, we're gonna say because 30% is profit, that the remaining 70%, 35% of that goes to cost of goods, and another 35% would then go to marketing to get the sales. And making our marketing more efficient will improve the profit of this entire system. But let's say we get 30% in profit, the remaining 70% is split 35% to cost of goods, and the remaining 35 goes to our marketing spend. Now, when we look at cost of goods, the rule that I like to use is called the 3x markup rule. So when you find a supplier for a product, which I'll talk about in the second step, we'll talk about finding a product and also finding suppliers to sell that product from locally. But before we get to that, it's still very important to understand the 3x markup rule. So if we buy a product for $30, then we should be selling it on our Shopify store, which we'll build later on, for $90. If we buy a product from a supplier for $20, we should be selling it on our Shopify store for $60. And so that means we have enough profit per order to get to 10K a month in profit as quickly as possible. If we try and sell products that are too cheap or there isn't enough profit per sale, what we end up doing is having to get so many more orders just to get to 10K a month in profit. It makes advertising and marketing more difficult because you have razor thin margins, and it just makes the business a lot more of a headache. I'd rather sell fewer things for a higher price point than lots of things for a smaller price point. And so that's the 3x markup rule that's very important when it comes to selecting products, when it comes to pricing them appropriately. And then for our marketing, let's break down the marketing in a little bit more detail. Well, based on these numbers, we're gonna need to spend about $10,000 on ads in order to achieve our 10K profit mark. So with some simple math, because if we spend 10K and we need to hit 30K revenue, we're gonna need a 3x ROAS. So for every dollar we spend on our advertising, we need to get 3 back. If we can do that and all these other numbers check out, we can get to that 10K profit mark as soon as possible. Well, based on that 3 ROAS, Our break-even cost per purchase is going to be $46. So when we're launching ads on Facebook and Instagram or doing any marketing that we'll talk about later on, if we can get a sale for anything below $46, we are making money. We are profitable. If we can get any sales for a ROAS above 1.5, we are profitable. If we have to spend more than $46 to get a sale of 70 or have a ROAS of below 1.5, then we're not making money. And so our target is a 3 ROAS, but we can go anywhere from 3 to 1.5 and still be making money. As soon as we go below that, we're not making money. So if we want to hit this and have a 30% margin and have this really profitable online business, that's what we're aiming for here, a 3 ROAS. So just to reiterate, know your numbers. This is so important. Now that we've broken down the numbers here, we can move into step 2. We can feel confident that we know exactly what we need to be doing. We need to get 15 orders per day with an average order value of $70. We need to be aiming for a 3 ROAS on our marketing. And over the space of a month, we need to aim to spend $10,000 on ads. Now, you're not going to spend it all in one go. You're not just going to have 10K sitting there and slap it into ads. Using the methods that I'll talk about at the end, it'll be so much easier. But that's what we're aiming for, $333 a day in spend. If we can get to that point at a 3 ROAS, we're going to be making 10K a month in profit. We've got our numbers. The second thing, cool, you know your numbers, but we need to find something to sell. So we need to find a product that we can use on our branded dropshipping store, our customer first brand, and start getting sales. Now, there are 6 characteristics that I look for in any product that I have sold successfully or I've seen people that I've taught this to sell successfully. These 6 characteristics are so important. And so before you look at how to find these products, it's important to understand what we're actually looking for. Let's go through these quickly. The first thing needs to solve a problem. You need to look for a product that actually solves a problem. It moves the customer away from pain and towards pleasure. It fixes something in their life. If you don't have a product that has genuine utility and solves a problem for a customer, it's so much harder to market it. It's so much more difficult to get people to buy if there's just no real benefit of them using it. Now, there are some things that are nice to haves. There are things that are a bit more luxury that people don't actually need or it solves a genuine problem. But even with most products that are successful online, even if it's not a major problem that people face, the brands that are successful still position the product as solving a problem. They'll even create a problem if needed. So it's very important that we position our product as the solution to a problem. Number 2, trending or going viral right now. One of the biggest pieces of the puzzle when it comes to getting to 10K a month in profit as fast as possible as a beginner is we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We're not trying to sell something that hasn't been sold before. We just want to get something that is already selling online that other people have validated for us. They have launched the ads, they've tested, they've built the stores, they've seen the angles that work, and it's working well for them. We just want to come along, do it a bit better, and get a little slice of the pie. And that little slice of the pie is going to give us 10K a month in profit. And so we're looking for something that is trending or going viral right now. I'll show you how to find these products using 2 methods that I really like to find trending ads. And so you can find the products that they're being run for. But that's super important. They need to be trending or going viral. Look for things that are already running so you can get a small slice of the pie. You're not trying to reinvent the wheel. You do not need to invent your own product. You don't need to know how to create an e-commerce product. You are just finding something that is trending or going viral right now, or just has a consistent record of sales. And so that's the second thing we're looking for. The third thing, it needs to have room for improvement. And so when you're looking at the competitors that you find, you obviously find these ads that are working well for other brands. You're going to look on their website and you're going to see, is there any room for improvement? Or is the market just saturated with brands that are doing an amazing job? Now, pretty much in every market I've ever seen, there's always room for improvement. There's always one way to improve the product description, make the product pages better, do better ads. There's always an angle. And so you're looking for that room for improvement so you can come along, just do things a little bit better and get your slice of the pie. So that's number 3. Number 4, strong margin. We've already talked about this back here with the profit markup rule, the 3x markup rule. You need to have a strong margin in your product. The only exception to the 3x markup rule is that you can go down a little bit if your profit per sale is over $50. In that case, I'll say it's okay to go a little bit lower than 3x markup. The whole point of the strong margin and profit markup rule is so you have enough profit in every sale to get to 10K a month in profit reasonably quickly and not have to sell 1,000 units, not have to sell so many products just to get there. You don't want to create all this extra complexity by having to sell so many orders every day, hundreds of orders just to get to 10K a month in profit. That's not the game we want to play. We much rather, again, sell fewer items at a higher price point with more profit per order. So that's the strong margin piece. The fifth one, it needs to pass the BS test. And so when you look at the product, when you look at the reviews, yes, brands will always say it solves a problem. They're trying to position it in that way. But does it actually do that? Read the reviews, look online, look at the AliExpress and eBay suppliers. What are the reviews saying? Is the product actually doing what the brands are saying it does? Regardless of how well it supposedly solves a problem and all these other factors, if it just doesn't work, it's not worth selling. We don't want to sell garbage to people. We want to sell products that improve their lives, make their lives better. So it needs to pass the BS test. And the last one, can it be advertised? Now, using the methods I'll show you here for finding these products, you're going to know that they can be advertised by default because these methods involve looking at ads that are running on Facebook and Instagram. And so if you're finding those, they clearly can be advertised because you can see the ads. And so Facebook and Instagram, which is one of the methods we'll be using here to get sales and scale up this store to 10K a month in profit, they have certain policies about products that can and can't be advertised. So if you're a first-time advertiser and complete beginner to Facebook and Instagram ads, worth checking out those Facebook community guidelines, Instagram community guidelines, ad policies. Very easy thing to read on Google. Just Google those keywords and you will find their policies. Worth reading so you can see what you can and can't say in ads because you don't want to do the wrong thing, get your account rejected and disabled, and now you've got to figure out a different way to run ads. No bueno, not good. It's cool. Now we know the 6 characteristics of a winning product. How do we actually find these products now? This is where we start getting a bit more tactical. There's 2 places I like to look. The first one is Facebook Ad Library. This is a free, open platform to use. Facebook, in an effort to improve transparency a couple of years ago, they created this ad library where you could just search all of the ads that a particular Facebook page or brand was running. And so you could just look. And it became great for me because I used to run a creative agency at the time. And I wanted to see what ads different brands were running, mainly the competitors of my clients. And so I could go on Facebook Ad Library, search up their brand, see what ads they were running, see which ones they were running for the longest, because those were likely working, and just make something similar to that. And it was so much easier. It's like I got the biggest life hack ever to create winning ads. And so you can use Facebook Ad Library to find winning ads, find products that are being advertised on Facebook successfully. There's a few nuances to this. When you go on Facebook Ad Library, it's not like there's a bunch of little toggles and filters. You can just say, show me e-commerce products, show me that are selling in this country, and show me this. It's not like that. You need to select the country and then you need to search keywords. Now, in the search box, you want to be searching keywords that e-commerce brands are likely using in their ads. There's a lot of ads being run on Facebook and Instagram, and not all of them are for e-commerce stores. And so we want to search things like Shop Now, Afterpay available, Klarna available, free shipping. With these keywords, it's safe to assume that anyone that's using these is likely selling a product through Facebook and Instagram ads. And the ads that you'll find will be for products that you could potentially sell yourself. So search those, but the next part of this is scroll down. Don't just look at the fresh ads, because by default, the ones that are at the top are the ones that are newest, the newest ads that have been launched on the platform. You want to scroll down. You want to look for the ads that have been running for at least 2 months. Now, it may take some scrolling, but you'll get there. And the reason we want to look back at ads that have been running for 2 months, 3 months, chances are the ad is working for them and it's a product that's worth looking into in more detail. And so that's how you're going to use Facebook Ad Library. You can then click on those ads, you can view their website, you can see if there's room for improvement, you can do all of these things. So that's the Facebook Ad Library method for finding winning products. The next one is using a tool called Mynia. I really like Mania because it aggregates all of these winning ads into a platform, and you can just filter through and find all the e-com products more quickly. Great thing with Mania is that you can filter by high engagement. You can just filter it down to find ads that have more than 1,000 likes or more than X number of comments. And so what that does is that gives you the most trending and viral products. That gives you obviously the same access to Facebook ad library as being able to see all these products, but you're able to filter it in seconds to get the real deal, to get the cream of the crop, the ones you would actually look into. And that's why I like Mania, and that's why I think it's worth using. And just a quick thing before we continue, I know we're covering a lot here. I know I'm blitzing through all of these different things. So what I've actually done is made a 6.5-hour free YouTube video. And it's on my channel, and it walks you through how to do everything from start to finish. How to find a product, the characteristics, finding suppliers, building a store that's not only a good Shopify store, but branded and trustworthy and actually has a high conversion rate, how to market, get content, generate sales. It's all in there. And so it's a full A to Z guide on how to start a branded dropshipping store, a customer first brand. And so go and check that out. I'll leave a link to it at the end of this video so you can go and have a watch. And all of these things that I'm giving you the summarized version of, you can actually see a live step-by-step walkthrough on each of these parts individually. Worth watching. Don't have to pay for coaching, just go and watch the free YouTube video. So now that you've found a product, you need to find suppliers because we need local suppliers. That's one of the parts of the customer first brand model. The unique method that I've used that's worked so well over the past few years is selling from local suppliers. And I find these suppliers mainly on eBay in the country I'm selling to, or on AliExpress, as long as there is fast shipping. I've missed an S at the end of AliExpress. There should be two. So we're looking on eBay and AliExpress and we're searching the keywords related to the product. Certain brands that you find might have fancy names for their products. And so here we want to search the keywords of what the product actually is. Mattress topper, mineral shower head, dog toy fetch, whatever it is. Search the keywords so that you can find the suppliers that are selling the products. I'd always recommend eBay first, and if you're selling to Australians, you would sell from eBay Australia, and you'd filter it so you're only finding suppliers that are in Australia or have the stock in an Australian warehouse. What that's going to give you is fast shipping. I call it I need it now shipping. It's one of the pillars of building a customer first brand, which is what makes this method so unique and different from traditional dropshipping, is that we're really prioritizing the customer experience. We will sacrifice a bit of profit to make sure the customers have an amazing experience, fast shipping, great quality products, and they come back and they buy from us again and again. So make sure you look for that. Now you're going to find a lot of suppliers on here. And so you need to filter out which ones you're actually going to use. I recommend having one main supplier and two backups in case the first one ever sells out. Now the things that we're going to look at: reviews, returns, price, and shipping. So there are a few elements for every supplier. We wouldn't just look and find the cheapest one. No, we want to choose the supplier that has the best balance of these four things and make a judgment call based on that. Yes, there may be ones that are a bit cheaper than the rest, but their reviews suck and their return policy is trash and their shipping times are slow. So even though you're getting a cheaper price, overall, the customer experience when we send this product to a customer is going to be worse. And what does that mean? It's not a customer first brand. People are going to be unhappy and they're not going to buy from you again. That's not what we want. We want 10K a month as fast as possible, but we also want it to happen every single month after that. We want a sustainable business that keeps growing month on month and gives you financial freedom, not for a month, but forever. And so we need to review these things and compare them across the different suppliers. So I like to look at price, of course. If one supplier is double the price of the rest, it's kind of hard to justify even spending that. But if they're $2 more expensive per unit, but their reviews are amazing, their shipping times are fast, return policy is great, I'd go with them. We want to prioritize those kind of things, as long as the price isn't too different. And so look at those things for the suppliers. Do they have a lot of positive reviews? Are they a, trustworthy supplier? They're going to be stable, they're going to be consistent, they're going to make sure that the products are sent out in a timely manner. That is worth paying more for. Having a terrible supplier can cause you so much stress because you do all this effort to build a store and market and advertise it. And then when orders come in, your supplier's just like vanished off the face of the earth. They're on holiday. Products aren't getting sent out. It's a nightmare. I've been there. So making sure you pay a slight premium if possible to have an amazing and consistent and stable supplier is worth it. It's so worth it. So look for ones with great reviews. Look for ones that have a great return policy. By default on eBay, most of them have a 30-day return policy. As a customer-first brand, you want to offer the biggest return policy you can. It's one of the things that's going to get you more customers. And so if they have a 60-day return policy, great. That's something you'd consider as a bonus. Price, of course, and then shipping. How fast are their shipping times? Look for suppliers that have quick shipping. That and reviews are probably the two major things I look at. Is the supplier reputable and they have lots of positive reviews? And do they ship things out quickly? If that's the case, I'm happy to pay a little bit more and I'm happy to just go with a 30-day return policy. Those things, reviews and shipping, make or break for me. So we've done the math. We've found a product. We now need to build a Shopify store. Woohoo, the fun part. We get to create a store to sell this product and make some cash money moolah. This is great. First thing, build a hybrid store. Now there are 3 different types of dropshipping stores. There's a one product store, hybrid store, and a general store. If you want to increase the chance of your success as much as possible, you would launch a one product store. Why? Because everything, the domain, the branding, the whole website is built around selling this one product. And what that's going to do is increase your chances of success. So why have I written hybrid store up here? Because as a beginner, it's much riskier to do that. If you go through all this effort and create this one product store and it doesn't work, you have to start from scratch again. Now, if you're experienced with e-commerce and experienced with dropshipping, one product store, go for it. You know what you're doing, you'll figure it out. Hybrid store though is perfect for beginners because if your first product doesn't work that you've found, you can just find another similar product to sell under the same brand. Save you some time, save you some effort, and mean you don't have to go through this emotional roller coaster of rebuilding everything every single time. So start with a hybrid store. That's what you want to be doing. Good example of this is a store I built called Pura Water. And the main product that store sells is a mineral shower head. And so I could have called the store Showerhead Pro, Mineral Shower Head, Showerhead Plus, I don't know, something like that, and focused everything on the shower head. But if it didn't sell, I'd then have to completely rebuild everything. So I called it Pura Water, which is the main benefit of the product itself anyway. It helps improve the quality of the water, makes it more pure, and so it fits well within the theme of that hybrid store. And then, if that first product didn't work, I could sell other products that improve the quality of water. Something like a purifying jug, tap filters, other products that go within the same theme of that hybrid store, and it would make sense. And I can also use those other products as cross-sells, upsells, bundles, all these great things. Plenty of benefits to a hybrid store, especially as a beginner. In the 6.5-hour course video, I give you templates for branding for those, so it can be branded and trustworthy. Shopify store theme, which I'll talk about in a sec, and also show you how to set it up from start to finish. So don't worry, if it seems a bit daunting to set up a Shopify store for your first time, don't worry, I guide you through it all. Use my free theme. So there is a theme that I've given to all of the people that I've taught how to use this model, and they've made over $38.7 million. Like I actually went through and tallied up all of the stores that I could actually see or that our students had told us their results, and I tallied it all up. And all the members in our community combined, that much money, which is kind of cool. And all of them, bar a few that have sort of strayed from what we've taught over time because they're successful and they're scaling and they want to do something a bit more unique to them. Fair enough, I get it. But apart from that, all of them are using the same theme that I gave them when I first started teaching them. And so I'm going to give that to you for free in the 6.5-hour course video. There's a link below that video to a Notion page. It's free, no opt-in, and just gives you everything. Download link for that. Canva templates as well for creating your branding for the Shopify store, because it's very important to be branded on Trustworthy. Have a good color palette, have a good logo, spend 10 minutes on that. You don't have to be a graphic designer. You can use Canva for free and you can use my templates for free and make some good branding for your store. And I'll walk you through all of it. So the theme, the Canva templates, and a few other things are all in that video. So it's worth watching after this. Next thing is email marketing. I look at your store as a bucket. In the last section, we're focusing on marketing and traffic. That's the water we're going to pour into the bucket. And how much money we make is dependent on how much of the water we can hold on to. Now, every bucket has some holes. Every Shopify store has what I call conversion bleeds. These are the little issues, the gaps, the little mistakes, the little things that if improved can improve your results. And so by creating an email marketing pop-up and welcome flow, we can make sure that we're capturing the most out of that traffic. We can make sure that people that are coming to the store, we're getting the most revenue from them as possible. And that will make our advertising and marketing more profitable. And this is what I call an asymmetric return. It's a fancy word for saying if you do it once, it's then going to pay you over and over again. And the amount you put in, you get so much more out of it. So little input, massive output. I've set up email marketing flows for all my e-commerce stores, and then I just leave them. And they just produce revenue and profit on autopilot. That's one of the things, people say passive income, make money on autopilot. Most of it's BS. But like setting up email marketing flows is one of those things because you're already going to spend money on ads. You're already going to make all this ad creative and spend money and effort on that. You might as well get the most money out of it on your store. And you do that by having not only a great store, but great email marketing attached to it. And so create a pop-up and a welcome flow. You will get more dinero, more cashola. I promise you that. I promise you that. Make sure you focus on benefits. When someone lands on your store, we want your product description. We want your benefits icons. We want everything to be focused on the benefit that your product gives the customer, how it solves their problem, how it moves them away from pain and towards pleasure, makes their life better, all these things. Focus on the benefits. I've seen some stores where they have an amazing product, but they just don't focus on benefits and no one's going to buy it if you're focusing on all the specs. You need to focus on what the product does for the customer. For example, this microphone that I'm wearing, they could say it's got this advanced connection technology, so it's, ultra stable, X number of hertz, nanometer connection, like all that rubbish. But what they would do instead to get more sales is they say, great connection, so you can stand very far away and it's stable. Or ultra high quality mic, so your voice sounds great in video. Or get more views on your YouTube videos with this amazing audio quality mic. Like you're positioning all the things that are features of the product, connection, battery life, durability, sound quality, and now you're positioning that as a benefit to the customer. You want to do the same things with your products. If you do that, I guarantee you will make more money. Import reviews. One thing that humans don't like to do is buy things that no one has bought before. There are a select few. There's the pioneers. They buy things that have never been bought before. But for the majority, when you're running Facebook and Instagram ads, people that click on your ads, they want to see that there's been other customers before. They want to see people that have used the product and that it's done what you say it's going to do. And so you do that by importing existing reviews that are online for the products that you're going to sell. You can use this by installing an app called LAI Product Reviews. This is a great tool. It allows you to import existing reviews for the products you're selling from Amazon, from AliExpress, and a few other sources as well. And so it's very important that you import these reviews for the products you're going to sell on your store onto your product pages using LAI. Because if you don't, it's a much lower chance that people are going to buy from you. People want to buy what other people have bought before. They want social proof. They want to see that other people have bought this and it's done all the things that you're saying are benefits. They want to see proof of that. So it's very important to import those reviews. This is essential, essential. Don't skip it. And behind me here, we have two more things that are very important for a high converting Shopify store. We need quantity-based offers. These will give us higher average order values, so people spend more money with us every time they land on our store, and they'll also generate us more profit because you spend the same amount on marketing and advertising, and you get more money from those customers. More profit, happy days. So what are quantity-based offers, you might ask? Well, instead of just having your product on your store and having a one pack or only offering a quantity of one and having a quantity selector, no, don't do that. What you should do instead is you have a couple of variants set up. I walk you through how to do this in the course video. But to give you a breakdown in a nutshell, say you were selling this whiteboard marker. On our product page, we'd have a one pack for this whiteboard marker. We then might have a two pack. And if they buy the two pack, then they save a little bit of money. And say it's buy two, save 10%. And then if they buy a four pack of this, then it's buy four, save 15%. Quantity-based offers are offering discounts and incentives for people to buy larger quantities of the item that you're selling. Setting these up once is another asymmetric return, just like email marketing. You set up these quantity-based offers on your store, You don't have to touch them again. There will always be customers that will buy the bigger quantity sizes. Give people the option to spend more money with you, and a percentage of them will do it. And the last one is a great product description. Now down the bottom, in this little text here, I've written QSBG. This is my product description formula that I always use and I teach to all my students. Question, solution, benefits, guarantee. You follow this formula, you've got a kick-ass product description. It'll work if you follow the rest of this. Question at the top. Someone that lands on your product page, when they read this first line of the product description, we want them saying, yes, I'm experiencing that problem. So how do we do that? We ask them a question. Are you suffering from a sore neck when you wake up in the morning? Do you feel tired in the afternoon because you just can't get a restful night's sleep? Does your skin feel rough? Does your hair feel brittle? So we're asking these questions, and these are the hook. These grab your attention, and they grab the attention of the person that needs our product. And so we want someone being like, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's why I'm here. And then solution. Well, with our Cloud Comfort mattress topper, you can wake up in the morning feeling energized without any aches and pains. Done. Question, do you wake up in the morning feeling sore from a tough mattress? Solution, well, with our Cloud Comfort mattress topper, you can wake up in the morning feeling refreshed, energized, and without the aches and pains. Done. Amazing. You're here because you're experiencing this problem. Now the product is the solution to that problem. Another example, is your hair all brittle every time you wash it? Yeah. Well, introducing the Pure Water Mineral Shower Head. It purifies your shower water, improving your skin and hair. Great. Question, solution. The next one is B, benefits. I've already talked about benefits. I'm going to sound like a broken record by the end of this, but you need to add more. Do you offer free and fast delivery? Which you should. Do you offer free returns? You should. Is your product easy to install? Takes seconds to use? Is super easy to get the result with? Use those in the benefits. That's what you want. And then the last one, guarantee. Tie this into your return policy. You could say something like, look, if you're unhappy for any reason with this product, let us know and we'll refund you and you can keep the product. Or let us know and you can return it for free. Whatever it is, you need to have a guarantee of some kind at the end, just to affirm in the customer's mind that you're confident that the product is going to deliver on what you say it's going to deliver on. But then it also puts a bit of pressure on you to make sure you're selling a good product that solves a problem, that meets the characteristics, and passes the BS test. Because if you're not, well, you can't offer a guarantee like that because your product stinks. Well, then you should probably find a product that doesn't stink. So you can offer a great guarantee and have confidence in what you're selling. Sell good stuff, don't sell rubbish. So now we've done the math, we've found a product, we've built the Shopify store. Now we need to get some sales. We need to get some money. We need to get people to know about all of this amazing work and thought and energy that's gone into all this. And we need to make it known to the world. How do we do that? This is where I use product seeding plus ads. This tag team combo is such a good way to launch as a beginner. It's low cost, it helps you get sales and profit and content first without having to fork out loads of money to run ads straight away. Let's break it down. We start by working with micro influencers. Whoa, this is different. Most people say run ads straight away. No. We're going to use this strategy here because if you're a complete beginner, you need two things when you're starting. You need good content and you need attention. And so how do we get both of those in one fell swoop? We use micro influencers. So here's the strategy. It's called product seeding. We look for micro influencers on Instagram or TikTok or even YouTube or any social media platform. I generally recommend Instagram or TikTok for now. You find influencers that their audience would be your ideal customers. They make content in the niche of your hybrid store. They are someone that if they were to speak about your product and share it, their audience would likely be the target customer for it and they would buy. And so we need to find those. We then send them a direct message from your brand social media page. If you don't have a brand social media page yet, follow the 6.5-hour course video. I give you templates for social media posts, how to set up profiles so they look professional as a beginner. Don't worry, it's all in there. Go and check that out. Send them a message from your brand profile and all you're going to say is, hey, first name, I'd love to send you, insert your product name. That's it. Most micro influencers get bombarded in their inbox by brands that have no common sense. They just send these massive long paragraphs expecting influencers to jump at the opportunity. No, we want to act like humans because we are humans. We send messages to these micro influencers leading with value. We just want to send you the product. Nothing else. That's it. Done. First message. then they're going to reply to you. Most people are going to say, yes, wow, of course, I'd love the product. And because they're micro-influencers, you know what they like doing? They like creating content. They like posting that content on their profiles. They like showing that they work with brands because that gives them more job opportunities. So once we've confirmed that they're interested, we get their address, we go to the supplier and order the product and get it sent to them directly. And then after that, we say, hey, look, I'd love if you could make some content with this product and feel free to share it on your profile if you'd like. So the main pitch is that we want to send them the product in exchange for content. We want the content so we can run ads. But what micro-influencers do, and this is why they're so amazing, is that they will also post it on their profile most of the time. And so what you're going to get from that is attention. You're going to get traffic to your website. Send them the link to your website that they can share. Create a custom link for them in the discount section of Shopify and give them that unique link. They'll be like, wow, this brand is putting some effort into this collaboration. You give them that. And then you say, look, if this works well, we're happy to partner with you on a consistent basis. We would love for you to be an ambassador for this if your audience responds well. So now they're in the mindset of, I want to hit this out of the park and get some sales for this brand, make some kick-ass content, because then they're going to work with me long term. And the beauty is you can give them that unique link and say for every sale they generate, you give them 10%. Because of our margins, and we don't have to spend money on ads, it's extremely profitable for us. And so if we built up an army of affiliates, an army of ambassadors that are making content and promoting our store, I think that's one of the most underrated strategies in dropshipping ever. Most people launch with ads, product seeding, amazing. But in this, we're trying to get to 10K a month profit as fast as possible. I keep going back to that because that's the point of this video. And so we want to work with these micro-influencers to get content and to get some initial sales, get some initial traffic onto the store, get people buying without spending a cent on advertising yet. And from this, we've now got content we can use to launch ads with. What ads are going to give us are consistency. Ads are going to give us scalability. We can go from 0 to 100 real quick with ads, whereas with micro-influencers, it's a numbers game. Like if you wanted to get to 10K a month in profit with micro-influencers, you're probably going to have to work with a lot of them and then bring quite a few of them on as ambassadors, essentially, of your brand, which there's nothing wrong with that. If you hate ads, if you're like, I don't want to touch ads, you can work with micro-influencers. You'll get there. Might be a little bit slower though. You'll get the content from these influencers and you launch them in ads. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to launch the best ads in an Advantage Plus campaign. This is a campaign that Facebook offers where all you do is you give it the location you want to sell to and you give it the ad creative and the ad copy. And we're not going to do any interest-based targeting. We're not going to do anything fancy. We're just going to create an Advantage Plus. We're going to put our best ads in there and we're going to set the daily budget to be 2 times our break-even cost per purchase. Here, our break-even cost per purchase was $46. We're going to set our budget at 2 times that, so it gives the campaign enough to spend to reasonably get a few sales a day and be profitable. It's $92 a day, probably round it up to 100, and that's your starting budget there. Now, where are you going to get this money for ads, you may ask? From the promotions, from micro-influencers. They're going to promote the products. The sales that micro-influencers generate are going to be extremely profitable because you haven't had to spend the money that we have reserved for marketing and for using on ads. You haven't had to use that. You just got micro-influencers to promote the product for you. Once you've done that for a bit and you've got some money in the account, amazing. Let's go and launch some ads. Let's pick the best content that our influencers have made and let's launch. And based on our numbers and to get to 10K in spend, which will get us to 30K in revenue at the 3 ROAS when we did the math before, to get to that, that's $333 a day in ad spend. And so of course, there's a gap between what we start with and what we need to get to. So how are you going to get to that amount of spend? All you're going to do is repeat this process. Work with more micro-influencers, get more high quality content. Sometimes they'll make stuff that's not worth using in ads. That's okay, it's part of the process. So you're going to grab the best stuff, you're going to put it into this existing campaign as new ads, and you're going to slowly increase the budget of that Advantage Plus campaign as long as it's profitable and generating sales for you at your target ROAS or very close to it. And that's how we're going to scale up to $333 a day in spend, which puts us on track for 10K a month in profit. This is the formula here, right down the bottom. I know you can see it. We've got the product that we send to the influencer. The influencer makes the content and we use the content as ads and repeat. We keep doing that, keep doing that. Outreach to more influencers, micro influencers. Find a virtual assistant to do this for you around the clock. One of the most high value, high ROI things you can do in the early days of starting a customer first brand. And also, one thing that I skipped over before is to put UGC on your site. So this amazing content that these micro influencers have made, selfies with the products, stuff that they've shot, looks great, it's unique, it's custom, it's fresh content. No one else is using it online because the influencer has just made it for you and your product. Put it on your website. This will increase your conversion rate. Put it on your product pages, put it on your home page, put it in your email marketing, put it on your social media pages, put it everywhere. Pick the best stuff and use it because that's going to separate you from all the trashy dropshipping stores that just grab those basic images from AliExpress and eBay that look like rubbish. You've put in a little bit of extra effort and now you've instantly separated yourself from everyone else out there. And there you have it. That's the strategy. If I lost everything tomorrow and I had to make 10K a month in profit as fast as possible, this is the exact method that I would use. Number one, I would do the math to break down exactly how many orders I need, the ROAS I need, my margins, break even cost per purchase, ROAS, just know my numbers. I would do that first. I'd do the math. Number two, I'd then find a product that's not only solving a problem or going viral, but meets the other characteristics as well, has room for improvement, has a strong margin, passes the BS test, and can be advertised. I'd then look to find that product using Facebook Ad Library and Minea. Then I'd find a supplier for the products I've found using these methods on either eBay or AliExpress. I'd look for options that have fast shipping by searching keywords related to the product, reviewing the reviews, the returns, the pricing, and the shipping. I'd then go on and build a branded and trustworthy Shopify store, a hybrid store, not a one product store, a hybrid store. I'd use my free theme that I give you in the 6.5-hour course video. I'd use the branding that I give you in that video as well, the templates, the email marketing templates as well. I'd use benefits, I'd import reviews, I'd use quantity-based offers to get customers spending more with us every time they come to the store. And I'd write a great product description using the QSBG formula. And then I'd use product seeding to get high quality ads and promotion from micro influencers. And then once I have a good library of content and some consistent sales from micro influencer promotion, I then launch ads. Start with my best ads and scale up over time until I'm at $333 a day in spend at a 3 ROAS. And there you go. That's the process from start to finish. What I'll do is I'll link the other video up here, the 6.5-hour course video, and go and watch that. It'll walk you through everything here in more detail with templates for absolutely everything. I hope you've enjoyed this video and I'll see you in the next one.